Picture this. You think you might have found a tumor on your neck. You go in to get it checked out. You're pretty nervous, sitting there with only the crinkling of the paper on that exam table to keep you company. Then the doorknob turns. You sit up, expecting to see the doctor come in. Instead, you have to look down to see a very unconventional position. Not what you were expecting? Before you write anything but the outfit off as ridiculous, consider this. Scientific research has indicated that dogs can detect cancer in humans up to 99% accuracy. Their ability to save you and your loved ones warrants a closer look. So what qualifies a dog to do the work of a doctor? Like any professional, the dog has specialized skills and a vested interest. The University of Alabama's article explains how a dog's sense of smell works. The dog actually has two separate places to process smell in the nose. They've got the nasal passages where all the olfactory sensors are located, but they also have an organ called the vomeronasal that humans do not have. This helps them to process pheromones and organic matters. Additionally, they've got an enlarged olfactory bulb in their brain to process this information. Now, the long nose allows for much more olfactory sensors than a human's does. The longer the dog's nose, the more ability that they have to smell, which is often why you'll see a German Shepherd like this used in canine units and in different drug sniffing operations. The very long nose gives them more than the 220 million olfactory sensor average that dogs have. So really, dogs have access to a world that we know nothing about. We have about 2% of the sensors that a dog does. Additionally, dogs have been domesticated. They're part of our families, so they're very receptive to humans and our communication patterns. In Alexandria Horowitz's book, Inside of a Dog, she notes that dogs have really adapted their language to ours. For instance, if I were to point, a lot of other animals, if they even looked at me at all, would look at my hand. But a dog can understand that I am pointing at something and follow that line of sight to the object. They make eye contact with us, and they're very motivated by positive reinforcement. So they make great candidates for training. Additionally, they've got a vested interest. We feed them, so it behooves them to be able to let us know if something is wrong with us. So let's look at the canine specialist in action. In Situ is an organization that teaches dogs how to sniff out cancer. In Situ is the first stage of cancer, stage 0, which is ideal that they would find the cancer at this stage to have the best patient outcome in preventing it from expanding. So the process is this. The patient breathes into a tube that has a cloth. The cloth collects the organic matter in the person's breath. That organic matter is then presented to the dog as a sample, and they begin to gather all these samples from cancer patients, and eventually the dog gets an idea of what cancer smells like. This is much more difficult than identifying a substance like cocaine, because the organic matter in each person is different. So they need to detect quite a few samples before they're able to get this generalization. Once they compare this to healthy samples, so the dog will be will be allowed to sniff a wide variety of samples, healthy ones and cancerous, such as this dog right here. Now the dog will paw at the cancer sample or lay down whatever his particular cue might be. And when they have found the cancer, it's rewarded. They get a treat. So this training is provided for the dogs for hours upon day for months, and the dogs become quite proficient at it. The initial research by McCulloch et al. In 2006 indicates that dogs can be up to 99% accurate using breath analysis. It depends on the type of cancer, though. Further research by Sonoda and et al. In 2011 confirmed this, although they used breath analysis as well as stool samples in determining whether the patient had cancer. But dogs can't be in all places at all times. So what might this look like for a practical perspective in the medical field? Metabolum MX has developed a breath analysis instrument, and how this works is the patient breathes into the tube, and the organic matter is then compared with samples in the database from other cancer patients. Now, right now, they've done this with lung cancer because the morbidity rate is so high with this particular type of cancer. So preliminary tests only show that it was 80% accurate, not nearly as good as the dogs. However, they're going to try to improve that accuracy by expanding the database. In Vance's article in the Bloomberg Business Week, she notes that it would need to be at about 90% accuracy before it would be viable in the medical field. There's going to be some tests conducted this year to confirm whether the expanded database does actually help improve the accuracy. The contribution that dogs have made to human health and understanding is priceless, even if machines do end up replacing them. After all, the greatest form of flattery is imitation. Dogs are capable, motivated, and accurate when it comes to diagnosing cancer in patients. The power of the dog to save its own master, which could affect your future, mine, that of our family members, is exactly why the dog deserves the title Man's Best Friend. For more information on this topic, please see some of the reference articles here. Thank you.
I can't see it.